All right, happy Tuesday night, everybody. Welcome to the daily broadcast. Coming to you from the Arctic Air Studios, where today you needed the Arctic Air. One last day, maybe in the 80s for 2024 here in West Texas. We'll see if the cool front comes in tomorrow, and then if the cold front comes in after it. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah, if your air was not Arctic, you should have called the bear today, Arctic Air. If the air is too Arctic in the coming months, you need to call the bear. Get that heating done right. All right. We got a lot of stuff going on today. Tuesday's best. We're talking Halloween candies. What are you handing out? What are the two best Halloween candies to get? What do you steal out of your kids' Halloween haul every year? And we might just even talk about old Halloween things and Halloween memories and everything else tonight. Who knows? A lot of Halloween stuff. Texas Tech football going to play against a team that's pretty good this year in Iowa State. We posed the question today, which program is better? Not who's having a better year, which program is better? Texas Tech or Iowa State? Which program is better right now? Why? Why not? And then the John Calipari discussion. He hates NIL. If you want to know what the number is, he'll give you his phone number, but don't ask about NIL, and that's why you're going to lose at Arkansas. All that, and we remember Terry Garr today. Rest in peace, Terry Garr, the greatest guest ever on Letterman. All right, let's do it in three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. That's where you start your day. Today, we had some great hot links out there. We had our Tuesday's best question, talking about two best Halloween candies to get, to hand out, and otherwise. Start your day at theraiderland.com. We're coming to you by Gators Bayou, 98th and Slide Road here in Lubbock. He said, coughing violently. You want to watch the game this weekend? You want to get up there and see the game on like 800 different TVs with the audio on, get some great Cajun food, ice cold drinks. Bingo. Gators Bayou. When you drop by, tell them we said hi. Also by Pete's Tire Service in Ropesville, Texas. They'll come to you if you break down in West Texas. You need their number on your phone. We link to it all the time, but go to Pete's Tire Service. And then if you're looking for new tires, they can handle that as well. But yeah, I keep them in business. Dropped by yesterday. Yeah, the right rear tire was being a little funky. Sure enough, BAN, big ass nail on the back of the tire. They had me 15 minutes, 15 minutes total. It was like a NASCAR pit stop. All communications, whether you are on Facebook, whether you are on YouTube, whether you are on Twitter X, United Supermarkets. There's a supermarket in Lubbock that takes care of tech. There's one that doesn't. They send their money elsewhere. You choose where you shop. All right, so let's get it going. Two best Halloween candies. Which program is better right now? Tech, Iowa State. Other Texas Tech football stuff you want to get into, questions, comments, fire away. It's going to be kind of a free-form discussion tonight, wherever we may go. Might be a lot of tangents. Get ready, but I want to hear from you, so jump in. Thanks to United Supermarkets there on the chat line. Craig fires us off first. The talking box is indeed on. Yes, it is. James, the old thumbs up back in the day, Periscope. Here's the Periscope, by the way. Greatest app for this type discussion was Periscope. I wish Elon would bring Periscope back and marry it back to Twitter, but hey, we do what we can. And I'm glad that we are on all three platforms and that we can do that. But dang, Periscope is really good. Red Dawn, Iowa State has been more consistent as a football program. Have they? See, last year they were 7-6 and went to the Liberty Bowl. The year before that, they were 4-8 and didn't go to a bowl game. The year before that, they were 7-6, went to the Cheez-It Bowl and they lost. And then they had the Brock Purdy year in 2020, and they went 9-3, and it was great. And they went to the Fiesta Bowl and won. Before that, they were a 7-6 team and went to the Camping World Bowl and lost. Before that, with Matt Campbell, they lost the Alamo Bowl on an 8-5 year. So Tech's got a chance to win 4 straight bowls right now. Tell me again Tell me again how Iowa State has been the more consistent program. Best Halloween candy, says Craig. Anything Hershey's. I don't think I've got Hershey's even in my top two. Do you guys do full size candy, fun size, little stuff? What are y'all handing out this week? You know, dog's about to go bananas. Yeah, they are right now. I can hear them. Thanks for the heads up and the warning there. I think we're getting there, says Red. Getting to where? Missing a bowl game in the last couple of years because Tech hasn't. See, I think people have an inflated opinion of Iowa State, and I don't know why. James says it doesn't hurt to ask Elon about reviving Periscope. It can't hurt. What is it going to do? I mean, we're buddies, we're friends, we're pals, right? Yeah, the dogs are going nuts. Which program is the better program? Which program is the better program today? Which program will be the better program 5 years from now? Why and why not? CJ, Butterfingers, Snickers, favorite Halloween candy. Butterfingers, I can understand not giving out a full-size Butterfinger. The Butterfinger fun size, and really fun that much. Tried to tell women that all my life. Anyhow, Butterfinger in the fun size, yeah, I can get with that. You know, I can maybe get that. Red Dawn says off of Twitter, our great Twitter people, our great experts. Then I'm wrong. Well, I'm not saying you're necessarily wrong. You said they've been more consistent. I'm curious why did you think Iowa State's been more consistent? You know, Brian, thank you. Yes, just said you were wrong. We get a lot of messages. Here's the deal. Like I used to say on the radio show, we receive all the messages. I read all the messages. Not all the messages get read on the air. We have to scroll through and different things, and it doesn't always work. So whatever Brian was thanking me for, that's awesome. We thank you for that. Craig, one of my fondest memories of Halloween was when the Sunset Youth Group, Sunset on 34th and Memphis, Church of Christ, went out to the Stamps farm for hot dogs and Norman Stamps giving us hay rides. How many years ago was that? That's pretty cool, Craig. We haven't done a hay ride out here in a long time. 10 years, maybe, give or take. Maybe not that long. 5 or 6, maybe. Tech. All right. Saying Tech's the better program. But I ask why. You tell me. I ask you the question today. Which program is better in football right now today? And then I ask you the back question. 5 years from now, which program do you think will be better? Which one and why? Those were good times. Yeah, see, that was before my time on the farm. I didn't get to go on hay rides and stuff or tractor rides. Jan says, I'll give out whatever is on sale at 5 p.m. on Halloween. Spam. Here you go. Spam. Spammity spam. Anybody with spam? Ryan, Iowa State was very good back when they beat Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl since they've regressed to Tech's level. So, yeah, the Fiesta Bowl year in 2020, which was a funky year, as we all know, that's the outlier. And you had a generational quarterback that they maximized as opposed to when I say generational, he was the last pick of the draft, but we come to find out he's pretty good. The rest of the time, it's the outlier, baby. Fiesta Bowl's the outlier. Going back over 7 years, 2 bowl wins, 7 years. So we ask again, which program is better? Which football program is better right now today? Texas Tech or Iowa State? Texas Tech dwarfs them in facilities. dwarfs them. I mean, they have a fine pedestrian bridge, let's be honest. Whereas Angel, I've been an Oklahoma State fan for about 9 years, but I'm becoming a Tech fan since my girlfriend started working for Tech. I'm rooting for them about 2 years. I don't know who to root for when they play each other. I root for Texas Tech because if you root for Oklahoma State, then you're just copying Oklahoma State that steals everything that Texas Tech has done over the last 35, 40 years. James, both teams are consistent, but Tech wins the bowl games, puts them slightly ahead. Logic. Solid logic. Craig, one year I actually got a can of tuna while trick-or-treating. That's chicken of the sea, baby. You went to the right house on the right night. I mean, that's the gift right there that keeps on giving. You know, a sucker or a lollipop. You got tuna, baby. Ask you tonight, what are you guys handing out this week? We don't have to do it. Nobody can get out here, and if they do, they will probably get attacked by dogs and or shot. So yeah, trick or treaters, not where I live, doesn't happen. So what do you guys hand out? Do you go cheap? Do you go big? Is it a big deal in your neighborhood where you live? Is it not a big deal? You tell us. We're also asking the question tonight, which program is better, Tech or Iowa State? When it comes to football, which is the better program and why? They're having a better season as of right now than Texas Tech. Yes, they are. But is it a better program? It says Tech in 5 years, good culture, adapting quickly to NIL. I agree with that. All right, so we're going to do a little commenter clinic right here. Rush Limbaugh used to do collar clinics. And we kind of did that on the radio shows over the years, and I will sometimes do it here. So Red Dawn Double T with a guns up and a cacti, they're on Twitter. When you respond with a like, we don't know what you're liking. You have to make your comments, all of you, very specific and state exactly what you're talking about. Otherwise, I roll through here and I see like, and I don't know. What do you like? You like tuna? You like Iowa State? What do you like? So when you text in, when you chat in, when you get in, thanks to United Supermarkets and Market Street, you guys, take a little extra time and make sure that everybody understands what you mean. All right. So now, see, this is good. Where'd you go? This is good. Red Dot. Love tuna. There you go. Like tuna. Are you just saying that because you see tuna? Do you really love tuna? Huh? Love lamp? Do you really love the lamp? Meanwhile, James, I eat the candy my students bring to class the day after. It's called the teacher tax. Good call. John is on our YouTube channel. Love the YouTube people. Everybody who watches the show tonight, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, even if you don't watch it there. Everybody on YouTube during the show, hit like one time, drives the metrics. We appreciate it. Not sure either program is a top destination for football. Well, no, neither one is right now. Absolutely, 100%. We're not talking about either one being like a top 10 program in the country right now. That's not the discussion. The discussion is that I think unfairly, some Tech people think that Iowa State has a better program in football than Tech does right now. And I just don't think the metrics bear that out on any front. Performance lately, otherwise, they had an outlier year. Good for you. Talking about Iowa State. I got nothing against Iowa State. Love the people up there. I've been to Ames, Iowa so many times. I've lost count. Had a lot of fun there. Sang karaoke one night in Ames, Iowa with a man dressed in a banana suit. Don't ask. Craig, this year I'm helping with Trunk or Treat at Sunset Church of Christ. Tell us what day that is, and maybe people will drop by. The old Trunk or Treat now. Brian, actually, I just keep hitting the button by accident. Afraid to ask what that might be. That can get you arrested in certain companies. I liked Brian Horton's comment. All right, there you go. 100% agree with what you said. Tech is a much better program. I don't think Tech is a much better program. I think Tech is a better program on the whole. I don't think they're much better. Don't Don't take me to a place I'm not ready to go to. I think Texas Tech is a better program, but not much better, because there is not a program in the Big 12 that is much better than any other program in the Big 12 right now when it comes to football. When it comes to football, top to bottom, very compressed. The best, the worst, pretty dang compressed. Ryan jumps in. Good name, Facebook. I wish we could have an outlier year once in a while. Well, it would be nice. John talking about I don't know what, but Cujo's. If you know, you know. Curtis Jordan's place over there off of a Fourth in Frankfurt. Great place, good pizza. If you know, you know. Brian, much better program, history and dollar wise. Yeah, for the most part, Texas Tech is. Do you know when they'll announce the time for the Colorado game? 6 day out. So Sunday, sometime Sunday, Tech in Colorado is when they'll announce it. Sunset Trunk or Treat will be on Halloween night at Sunset Church of Christ, 34th in Memphis. Drop on by, everybody. Tell them we said hey. So tonight we're asking you which program is better in football, Texas Tech or Iowa State right now, and which one will be better, do you think, in 5 years? So, Joey McGuire, and then whoever's coaching Iowa State in 5 years, because it won't be Matt Campbell, because he's up for every job every year. Two best Halloween candies to hand out and or receive. What are those? And what are you handing out for Halloween? And how big is Halloween where you are? All that stuff. I did a commentary today on John Calipari. He's railing against NIL and said, if the recruit asks me what the number is and he's talking about NIL, then I'm probably not going to take it. Well, you're a straight running dumbass, John, and you're not going to win. You're not going to win in Arkansas. By the way, I think Arkansas bought a pig and a poke, and Calipari is on the descending arc, not on an ascending arc. Now, Musselman Warrout is welcome there, 100%, but Calipari is not going to win big. And his statements this week on NIL, believe me, every other coach is like, hey, if you're being recruited by Arkansas, call us. We'll give you the freaking number. The coaches that refuse to admit that they or accept that they are coaching professional sports are not going to win. Now, some of them have just quit on their teams, like Bennett did the other day. He just quit on his teams. He violated everything he said he believed in. He quit on his team. Got tough, didn't like it. I'm going to quit. Good for you. Talking about programs, Brian, they do have Cyclone Larry. Yes, they do. Here is to internet sensation, Cyclone Larry. Absolutely, 100%. David Collier, who is going to be on Dancing with the Stars with Zuri Sanders and Lady Raider basketball. If you didn't see it earlier on Twitter, you need to. Dancing with the Lady Raiders this morning, a 10 a.m. meet and greet interview there with Lady Raider basketball. Good job, David Collier. And we haven't really talked about the block party last night. Way cool. One of the coolest things I think Tech has done in a while. Much better than a midnight madness in a sterile gym with pyrotechnics. They went down to Broadway. They blocked it off. They set up a sport court. They had fun. There were people out there. They had dancing people. Oh, those were the cheerleaders in the Palm Squad. Yeah. So those were like legit people. I just thought, it was like a flash mob. But no, that was the Tech cheerleaders and Palm Squad. Incredibly cool what they did there with that. Much better than a Midnight Madness. Yeah, David Collier, he's on KMAC 28 Red Raider Nation. You ought to check it out. Craig says, I always liked the Snickers and the Twix candies. Snickers, high on my list. I'll give you my top two here in a minute. Snickers, high on my list. And Snickers, if you do choose to go the cheap route, the fun route, the little fun size, Snickers works in the fun size. CJ is on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or otherwise. All you got to do is chime in, chat in. United Supermarkets, Market Street, making it happen all across West Texas and beyond. And they still got the aisle totally dedicated to Halloween candy. Which every time I walk down, I'm like, I need some more M&Ms. What's that I got over there? The sharing size. The sharing size of the peanut butter M&Ms. Sharing size, my ass. Keeping it in my office, ain't nobody going to get that. Tech is a better program facility-wise. Tech will be better in football in 5 years, and the better team comes Sunday. 12.5-point dogs. I hope you're right. We'll see. I need a burner. Yeah, no, that's the last thing I need. Does a consistent coaching staff, good or bad, have a bigger effect on a program than people think? If they're good, yeah. If they're bad, then no. Good coaches, good. Bad coaches, bad. What's the estimated NIL needed to get Chavez to play for Tech? 7 figures. Seven figures. What's your softball pitcher getting? Yeah, well, there you go. Take that, amplify it. And it'd be a great get if you could get her, but we'll see. Ben Jet is on Facebook. That's a channel, not drugs. Twix are a great fun-sized Halloween candy, particularly when you get 18 of them. By the way, does anybody else do this with Twix? When you get Twix, put them in the freezer. They are one of the top candies. Put in the freezer, and you do that. Jan, one of our great friends, on way to watch J.T. Hutchinson Junior High, James Thomas Hutchinson Junior High, football in the playoffs. On you Rangers, plunge right through that line. Let's get it done for the green and gold. So even the dogs are cheering on. Who we got tonight? And I'm just glad Hutch is in the playoffs, because when I was there, we were not in the playoffs. Not even close. Good Lord. We are brought to you by Gators Bayou 98th and Slide in Lubbock. Go out, check out the game this weekend. Multiple TVs, sound is always on. Hot Cajun food, cold beverages. So many. The grilled little fried shrimp po' boy is good. Blackened catfish, highly recommend. Little Cajun pasta, knock yourself out on that. Then just ask, hey, here's a pro tip when you go to a restaurant. Ask your server, ask your waitress, ask your waiter. Say, hey, who's cooking today? Who is the chef? Who is cooking? Whatever. What is their favorite thing to cook? What is their favorite thing to make? Order that. If you don't know what else to do when you go somewhere new, I mean, it could be like a 5-star restaurant, or you can go to a diner. Just say, hey, who's back there and what do they love to make? And if you order that 9 times out of 10, you're going to be very, very happy. Unless you know exactly what you want to do, like exactly what you're going to want to get. So, best Halloween candies tonight. Which program is better in football right now, 5 years from now? Which one will be better, Tech or Iowa State? You're not a homer if you say Tech, either way. I ran through it earlier. You guys can go back and watch the replay on the early part. I ran through it earlier, and what they've done the last 5, 6, 7 years, what you've done, they have an outlier year. Yes, they do. But is a year a program? No, it's not. Totally not. Stephen is on Twitter X. For some reason, I got old and fell in love with Heath bars and Heath blizzards. I understand what you're talking about. The Heath bar is a little too much in a bar of its own. In the blizzard, however, at the Dairy Queen Blizzard, it takes on a different realm. Now, it's still a little crunchy, a little something for me that, it doesn't work. But I do understand what you mean with the Heath bar Blizzard. Craig, thanks to United Supermarkets, getting in on the chat line. I didn't win even a single game at Smiley Wilson Junior High. Won my first football game when I finally got to Coronado. Mustang effort. Yeah, dang old Smelly Wilson, man. Don't know what to tell you. I mean, Like literally, when I was in 8th grade at Hutch, we won one game that year, and it was against Smiley Wilson. Also known as the game I scored a touchdown in on a mad dash scramble. It was beautiful. I wish we had video. Good Lord, I understand. I truly do. Truly do. All right, so best Halloween candies to hand out. What are you guys handing out? We got a few more minutes left. What are you handing out? What do you give out? All that good stuff. For me, the two best Halloween candies: one, full size Reese's peanut butter cups. That's it. That's all. Discussion begins and ends right there. Ain't nothing better than a Reese's peanut butter cup from a singular candy Halloween. Full sized, off you go. That's the pinnacle. If you roll up on a house and they're handing those suckers out, life is good. After that, I am in the Snicker category on Halloween candy. Not necessarily my favorite candy bar of all time, everything else, but the Halloween candies, particularly if you're getting the fun size, that I would steal those Snicker bars from the kid back when he was trick or treating and stuff, because you get like 700 of them. I just grab a handful of those, the dad tax as we called it, and the little Snicker bars. The only fun size bar that I think really works. The Milky Way, close. And I don't remember the last time I walked into a store and just bought a Milky Way, you know. But on the little Happy Fun size, okay. But the Reese's peanut butter cups, nothing better. Ain't nothing better. You know, and I grew up in a time, and we may talk more about Halloween days gone by, years ago as we go through the week. You know, because I grew up at a time when people were taking their candy to the hospital to have it X-rayed because we were going to get killed. We're all going to die. Razor blades, syringes, poison injected. I mean, you think Halloween's scary today. I mean, it was legitimately scary as hell back in the day. You didn't know what you were getting. James, like a good 100 grand bar. Hadn't had one of those in years. Did you look like the kicker on Saturday running for your life? It was the scrambling lasted somewhere between a minute and 2 minutes, and I got flipped at the goal line into the end zone. It was glorious. It was beautiful. My grandmother, who happened to be at the game, who was a Texas history teacher at Smiley Wilson, thought I was dead, thought I'd been killed. CJ, to me, they changed either the peanut butter and Reese's cups or they're not as good as they used to be. I'll do extensive research for you on that. I'm not afraid. There's a new pecan Snickers bar. Tastes like a millionaire bar. Wow, we got something going on there. Really? Pecan Snickers take millionaires. That's another thing I love about Christmas. You go down the little Christmas aisle at the store at United, and they got the little bitty packages of, little candies, millionaire bars, this and that, coconut on this and that. Oh, I'll grab 5 every time. It'll be like 3 for $1 or something. Pop Rocks are now a Halloween exclusive candy for you. The old Pop Rocks. Do you ever do that? You ever put it into a bottle of Coke and Pop Rocks and your head was going to explode? The 1980s. Pop Rocks would kill you. Dangerous. What the hell happened to David Collier, by the way? He was on here, then he wasn't on here. We tried to promote him. We tried to do stuff to make you watch his show there at 10 o'clock. Watch him on the internets and on YouTube. Dancing David Collier. Dancing Fool. Hold on. Product placement. There we go. And then all of a sudden, Collier wasn't there. Hey, we got to mention it. Rest in peace, Terry Garr, the greatest guest ever on David Letterman's show in the 80s. She made him so uncomfortable. Every time she was on, she was great. If you are too old to remember that, it's all over the internet. Go find some clips of Terry Garr on with David Letterman in the 80s. Everybody had a crush on Terry Garr in the 80s. Trust me. Every dude had a crush on Terry Garr. And she passes away today. She had, she was a guest star on MASH. I mean, she did everything. But for me, the best were when she was on Letterman, making Letterman, back when Letterman was funny in the 1980s. I know, depending on how old you are, there was a time Letterman was actually funny. He wasn't cranky, he wasn't old, and he wasn't bitter. He was funny and snarky, and it was fun. Terry Garr, thank you. Young Frankenstein. Like the Easter egg Reese's cup, more peanut butter. We should do some research on that. Extensive research on that idea that there might be more in the Easter deal. I hadn't thought of that. I'm not afraid to do this kind of research for y'all for free. It's what we do. Tomorrow will be What If Wednesday. We'll pose the what if question in the morning on the website, theraiderland.com. Alt history, could be tech, I'm not sure where I'm going to go on this one tomorrow. Still got Nats, need a freeze. Not sure which way I'm going to go on this. Might be Texas Tech, might not be. But it's just a question that we say, hey, what if this had happened instead of this? How would things be different? Get ready for that. So we'll have that in the morning. Not really sure commentary. I got a couple of ideas on the commentary. We'll get that to you. And I just want everybody who's watching, whether you take us in on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on Twitter, everybody subscribe to the YouTube page. We're trying to grow that a little bit. Even if you don't watch it there, all you got to do is subscribe. And when you do watch it, by the way, give us thumbs up. That helps move it up. You can watch on Twitter X. That's great. You can watch on Facebook Live. I want you to subscribe to all the platforms that we have, and that'll be awesome if you can do that. All right, see. Green, white checker, indeed. And then maybe one last question here. How big will the crowd be against CU if we get beat at Ames? More Buff fans in the seats? No. They don't travel. They really don't even have a huge fan base in Colorado. You'll have about 50,000 to 55,000, depending on the start time. It's already sold out. So you'll have a, 60,000 crowd. I wouldn't call that dancing, he said, referring to what he was doing earlier today. Or were you talking about me? You guys find out for yourself. Follow David Carter on Twitter and check out what transpired on his television station there at KMAC 28 coming up later on tonight. All right, you guys are the best. We appreciate it. Share this. Invite people to watch it. Invite your friends and let them know we do this every day around 6:30. Don't cost nothing. That's a good deal. And we'll see you in the morning on the website, theraiderland.com. I got to hit another button. God, I hate that. You hit this button up here. You go over here, and it says this. Do I want to run the outro video? No, I just want it in the stream. Not yet. No, yes, in the stream. It shouldn't be this hard, people.